Here's another go at the perpetual motion machine, repelling poles again. Attracted to the bower, but not to each other. And so I think it's south pole and south pole underneath as well, holding onto the metal balls. And then I give it a shove like that. And it starts spinning around in a kind of sloppy and chaotic sort of fashion. And then it spins around mainly on the fact that it's got low friction bearings. Let's speed it up. So it's now spinning away happily, and I'll put the bar in. And in the middle, oops. Some transfer of energy between the two spinning flywheel type things. I see them speeding up and slowing down alternately, but sadly, yep, there seems to be transferring energy between the two, left and right and back again, and rattling the bar about. Yep, I thought that was going to happen. But it's still not a perpetual motion machine, it's just a kind of low friction flywheel with magnetic bits. I'm only showing you this version because I know people will suggest, oh, why don't you try this and why didn't you try that? So, just out of curiosity, if I spin one of these things up to speed, see what effect it has on the other one. It's funny, it seems to have just found a balance. I can tell by the angle of the suspender that they are pushing each other apart. Let me just start that one turning slowly. Let me get rid of that and get that right out of the way. All sorts of oscillations going on here. This is more a demonstration of chaos theory than anything to do with perpetual motion. A lot of basic playing, really. I've gone to all the time and trouble of building this wonderful machine. Oh, there we go, transfer of energy. Gone to a lot of time and trouble to build this machine, at least 10 minutes. No, that's better. I've managed to spin them both up by spinning the one. I've spun them both because they act like gears. I mean, that effect is well known. So I'll move a bit close together. How do you think about that slidey bar? I can. Whoa, they actually meshed it. Whoa, whoa, all sorts of fun. I'm on a fairground ride that does that way. Lots of good stuff, but no perpetual motion. Whoop. And the south pole has gone for the middle of the other one, which is obviously the other opposite end of the magnet. So, what a crash. That's going to probably break up there. Yeah, it has. It's gone a bit wrong. The problem is, because I've got all the north poles and south poles together, the actual force they're gripping each other isn't that high. And you get something like this happen. Basically, the whole thing just wants to self-destruct. Whoa, breaking up here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, a total meltdown. It's even grabbed hold of the bow. That's it. So I think my machine has kind of ended its days very spectacularly. That's the I think what they put it into YouTube parlance, perpetual motion machine fail. I think that's a fail. I would say that's a bit of a wipeout. Anyway, I've got That's the Fischertechnik frame there. As I mentioned in my previous video, that's called Fischertechnik. It's made in Germany. It was really prevalent in the 1970s, but Lego then came up with Lego Technic and that pushed them out of the market. They retreated to Germany, where they've been predominant since. This is German grey. The later stuff, as you can see in that drawer, is yellow. The latest they switched to yellow because they thought grey looked too serious, which I think is a pity. I much prefer the red and grey. And I've got heaps of the old stuff because I grew up with it when I was a sprog, and I've got it all out again now because my young son is growing up and he's just been visiting, and he just left this morning, so he's used plenty of it. I mean, you see that. I mean, my son is now a lorry technician. He built that, and he's now training to be a lorry fixer, a full-size lorry fixer. There's more of it there. That's the basic building block. And this, wondering what that is, that's Geomag. That's 2 small Geomag sets. So you look up Geomag for that, and Fischertechnik for that, and you've got it. That's what our kit was made of. But I didn't gear them together because I couldn't be bothered with the amount of time involved to arrange gears. I just wanted to have a play with the basic concept. But alas, it wasn't to be. It wasn't supposed to defeat the laws of physics. But it was an interesting idea that if you have two wheels mechanically, magnetically repelling each other, but you put a metal lump in between. Let me demonstrate. I'll try to do everything one-handed, so let's take 2 of these magnets. So, put them over here. Oh, blast. There. So, there's... I'll do it on here, actually. There's 2 magnets, and they're repelling each other. They're obviously repelling each other because they're pushing each other against each other. You put a lump of metal between them. It's still repelling, but you bring them close enough, they attach to the lump of metal. And that's the idea. You have 2 wheels. They're broken now. And they're both repelling each other because all the south poles or north poles, light poles, are facing each other. And then you put something that attracts them on this side, but not on that side. So the idea is that on this side the wheels pull towards each other, on that side they push apart, and they go round and round and round. But it doesn't work. And I'm beginning to wonder whether you have less repulsion there because you've got the bar in the middle, but somehow you've got more repulsion back there. I'm just trying to figure out why it is that I can't make, why it is, what clever mechanism is at work to make sure that my machine doesn't work as a perpetual mobile, I think is the term they sometimes use. Again, I'm rambling in a kind of semi-interested scientific sort of way whilst dismantling the Geomag set. A lot of these magnets are actually sort of south pole to south pole, north pole to north pole, so I'm going to take it to bits so that they don't demagnetize. And, this is quite fun stuff for Geomag. Sadly not good for youngsters because they can swallow the bearings, but for make all sorts of geodesic, geometric shapes. They build all sorts of structures, rigid structures, and great way of demonstrating the principles of engineering frameworks. It's something that's easy to take apart, put together.